Hola muchachos, this is where you will get some expert, detailed analysis of me trying to predict who will win the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series Championship by using analytics and stats, and that's a load of BS because I'm just gonna give you my honest thoughts and guess and place a bet. That's basically all I got. Off the bat, let me know in the comments down below. I'm not doing Truck Series because I'm genuinely 100% serious. I don't know the 4 drivers that are even in the Truck Series. Look, I don't watch the Truck Series this season, all right? Don't yell at me, okay? But I have not been following, okay? I know the drivers in Xfinity, I know the drivers in the Cup, but in the Truck Series, I've not been following. You could yell at me at a different time. If you want to leave your predictions for the Truck Series Championship down below, comment down below, but leave your predictions on who is going to win all of the championships in the Xfinity Series. To be fair, I said this yesterday, the Xfinity Series Championship, to me, is the more dramatic, you know, I'm looking forward to it. I want to see what happens. This is going to be very, I feel like the Cup Series Championship is going to be very fair. No drama, best man wins. I don't really see anything, because there's no rivalries in the Cup Series. Like, everyone, it's been a very clean playoffs. I've said that throughout the course of the playoffs. It's just been clean. Like, no one's really gotten ticked off at another, and it is what it is. So I don't really see anyone doing any crazy things at the Phoenix Championship race. Maybe wall ride 3 and 4 on the final lap. Maybe that might happen. And shout out to all the Patreon members as always for supporting the channel. We have one new one today, George Camacho, I think it is. Thank you so much for joining the Patreon. Now let's get into it. Phoenix. Now we actually are going to look back at the Phoenix race in March. It was like the third race of the season, whatever it was. Chase Briscoe actually ended up winning that race, but I guarantee you guys, because I don't remember a single thing about that race. A lot of you guys probably don't remember a lot of that race either, so I would recommend going back. Fox has the race highlights. It's like 17 minutes. And when you actually watch that back, you will notice that out of the championship 4 drivers, it was Chase Elliott who performed the strongest. Now, again, that was in March with a brand new next-gen car, and everyone was still trying to get their, feet underneath it. So, yes, Elliott was the strongest at the Phoenix race in March. Yes, Chastain had the best finish. He finished second. But I don't think there's much we can take away from it, because I think the teams, the cars, are going to be very, very different by the time we come around this time around. Actually, looking back at the race highlights, there were a good amount of restarts because there was a good amount of cautions, and so the racing was pretty aggressive. I don't think we're going to see as much of that this time around again, because the car was brand new. People are still getting their hands underneath it, so it was a very interesting race. Now, let's quickly touch on the Xfinity Series Championship. Now, again, I've not been able to watch every single race of the Xfinity Series. They usually come on Saturdays at a time, because Xfinity Series usually is a little bit later in the day. I just have not been able to watch because I've been busy. So I don't have the best analysis, but that is why you guys are here, for my educated guess. Well, my educated guess would be, maybe we probably would think of going with the 9 car, right? Right? I mean, he has 8 wins, almost a 9. He has 8 wins on the season. But it is 3 JRM cars. It could have been 2 Gibbs cars, but Gibbs decided he wanted to be the lone Gibbs in that situation. So 3 JRM cars. It's Josh Berry. He has 3 wins on the season. It's Gragson with 8. It's Justin Allgaier with 3. And with Ty Gibbs, he has 6 wins on the season. I'll be honest, for Xfinity Series, I think it's very evenly matched. I want to say it's like a head-to-head between Gragson and Gibbs, but like I said yesterday, I don't think Gibbs has a shot. I don't think Ty Gibbs has a shot. I think something will happen to him, whether it be someone else in the field, whether it be Brandon Jones, whether it be the JRM cars, just teaming up on him. I just don't see Ty Gibbs winning the championship. He would have to have the best car by a country mile, to the point where no one could really touch him in order to win the championship. If he doesn't have that, I don't see him being able to really compete. That's a bad choice of words. He'll be able to compete, but I don't think he'll be able to win the championship. So if I had to pick a champion, I mean, he has won 8 races on the season. He's been very, very good, which, to be fair, has surprised me. I never really rated Noah Gragson as highly as a lot of other people. I guess this season really, I mean, when you win 8 wins and 8 races in a season, it's pretty damn good. You know, he would likely maybe be the favorite heading into the race. We'll see. I'm going to go ahead and pick him. It would be kind of cool to see Josh Berry win it. I won't lie. That'd be kind of cool. But I think this one's kind of open. Anyone can win it except for Ty Gibbs. And if he does win it, damn. If he wins it, that's kind of like a shame on everyone else because they really shouldn't let him win it. But you know what? We'll see what happens. On to the Cup Series. So let's touch on them one by one. That sounded wrong. I don't mean to touch on them like that. Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about the regular season champion, Chase Elliott. Now, he has been utter trash in the playoffs. Like, just pointing that out. He did not finish in the top 10 in any of the round of 8 races, but he still made it in on points because he got a lot of stage points at Martinsville and basically finished a little bit outside the top 10 in each of the races and still got some stage points in other races. So he has been just not very good. The cars have not been very good. He has not been very good. Gustafson has not been very good in terms of making the adjustments. So am I really going to pick him? Well, he was the strongest at Phoenix in the spring, but like I said, I don't think that matters at this point of the season. I don't see him being fast enough. I just don't. I mean, the only reason you would say he has a very solid chance of winning this championship is, well, because of his name, Chase Elliott, because he is a former champion. But if you look at just the recent, like the last 3 months since the playoffs have started, he has not had any speed, except when you go to a road course where he's amazing, and Talladega, which is a plate race. Other than that, he has not shown speed. Texas, you know, that might be the one race where he had speed, but literally everyone was blowing right rear tires, and if you had track position at Texas, you were fast. So, like, it was really all about just track position at Texas. He has not been able to really show the necessary performance in order to win. So, while you could, you know, pick Elliott, I would definitely not make him the favorite. I just wouldn't. I would probably place him third favorite, in honestly, when looking at it, and that is because we have to talk about the other guys. I think the favorite heading into the championship race, in my opinion, this might sound a little bit weird, but in my opinion, it's Christopher Bell. And that sounds odd because he's not like the regular season points champion. He hasn't been fantastic all season, but he has won multiple races in the playoffs, and he has had speed in every single race. Just think about the race at Las Vegas where he got taken out. He got put in that situation where he had to basically go must win. He was running in the top 5 the majority of that race when that incident happened with Bubba Wallace and Kyle Larson. He got caught up in it. So he has been able to go to the Roval, win the Roval to advance. He's been able to win in the first round as well. He's won at Martinsville to advance. And I have this thing where if you win that Martinsville race, and we've seen this before, if you win the Martinsville race, you really just do carry that momentum into the final race of the season, especially when it's a track like Phoenix. It used to be different when it was Martinsville Homestead, but Martinsville Phoenix is very similar packages basically. And so if you have the speed in Martinsville, I expect you to have the speed at Phoenix as well. Now Bell wasn't the best car in the field when it came to Martinsville, but his teammate was. Denny Hamlin was the best car in the field at Martinsville. So I do trust Joe Gibbs Racing to make sure Bell has the right car, and I am just a big believer in this guy's talent, and he has the momentum. Like, when you list the drivers in terms of talent from top to bottom, I would say probably you have to put Chase Elliott at the top. But again, he and his team have not been performing. So I'm not going to pick him just for the sake of picking him, you know, or because I'm a Hendrick Motorsports guy. It's not really that. I just don't see that 9 car being able to be fast enough. If you give Elliott a fast enough car, sure, I can see it. But I don't see that happening. I see Bell having a very fast car. And when Christopher Bell has a very fast car, I think his racecraft this season has taken a step up. We've always known he has the talent. Like, that's very, very clear. But I think this season he's really grown into just being a very, very solid driver. And topping it off with a championship would be well-deserved. So, yes, he would be my pick. But there are still two other drivers that we got to talk about. Joey Logano has been on vacation, as I've been saying. He has been enjoying the sun ever since his win at Las Vegas. Listen, he could do it. He's been very consistent in the playoffs. He's like the sleeper pick, which is weird because you would think like a sleeper pick would be Chastain, or maybe even it could be Bell. But Logano to me is the sleeper pick. He's been oddly, very nicely quiet, very quiet through the playoffs, just doing his thing, winning the race, top 10s, top 5s, minding his own business, and he will mind his own business again when it comes to Phoenix. Now, quick note, Ryan Blaney had probably the fastest car at Phoenix in the first time around. It was Blaney, Elliott, those guys are very, very fast. So Penske can bring a very good race car to Phoenix. You could see Logano with a very, very quick race car. There have been championship races where Logano has been the fastest car, but he has not won. I think, obviously, the Homestead one with Carl Edwards, if you remember that one. Edwards had a very fast car, but so did Logano, and they obviously ended up wrecking. Logano has had fast car in championship races and not end up winning them, but he also has won a championship before. We will see. I think I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. The one driver that I would be surprised if they do win the championship would be Ross Chastain. Now that was, I'm pretty sure you guys could find a video of, I think it was the Coda race review, where I said he could be a championship favorite and that I would expect him to make the championship 4. Well, he did. So that doesn't surprise me. Now, winning the championship would a little bit, because his performances in the first half of the season for Trackhouse Racing were very, very, very good. I think in the second half of the season, Trackhouse Racing took a little bit of a dip. I think Hendrick Motorsports really came along. Joe Gibbs Racing came along. I think Penske, with Logano really came along as well. I don't think Chastain has had the outright speed in order to win a championship, but he has gotten really good results. So like at Martinsville, didn't have the speed, he got in. The other 2 races, Las Vegas and what was the other race? Homestead Miami. I keep forgetting. Homestead Miami, Las Vegas. Like Homestead Miami, Chastain was, again, top 10, ends up finishing second. At Las Vegas, ends up finishing second. So he's been really, really good, but I think, his first championship appearance, that first championship appearance is always really tough. Like, I don't... Has anyone ever won it? I know 2014 was the first one, but, like, in recent years, has a first-time Final Four contender won the championship? I can't think of that. So, I don't really remember off the top of my head. Maybe Chase Elliott, was it? Was Chase Elliott ever in the Final Four before that 2020 Phoenix one? I don't remember. I think that was his first appearance in the Final Four. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was. I don't know. But, I don't know. His first appearance, it's the team's first appearance. Like Trackhouse Racing in general. It's the team's first appearance. That's kind of what I'm holding against them. I don't really have any other reason. I have to pick one driver, right? I can't pick all 4 of them. I do think all 4 of them can win. I don't see them not winning the race. Like, I don't see a situation. I don't know why this always happens, but I think it's just because the rest of the field don't really want to get involved. I know that kind of sounds weird, but if you are like Ryan Blaney or Kyle Larson, if you don't have the fastest car outright, you're not really going to get in the way of the championship 4, and that's kind of what we see at Homestead and at Phoenix. You'll see the championship 4 sometimes run 1, 2, 3, 4, and that usually never happens at any other race, but it's just because the other drivers know, like, they'll cut the guy some slack. They don't want to get in the way. So I do expect, as long as there is not a driver that has simply the fastest car, like if you have the fastest car, then you should go ahead and try and win the race. But if you don't, I think you will see guys just kind of like when they see one of the championship 4 guys behind them, just kind of like, let them go. There usually is one guy that struggles, like who runs like 10th or 12th or stuff like that. So we might see that. And that could be someone like Chase Elliott. Honestly, that could be him, because he's not been running well in the playoffs. So we will see how it goes. But my honest prediction, lads, after all this rambling, my pick would be Christopher Bell to win the championship, Noah Gragson to win the Xfinity Series championship, and the Truck Series championship. Don't ask me. I don't know. But congratulations to whoever wins it. And then the season will end, and the Daytona 500 will be in February, and I want to go to that race because I do not like missing the Daytona 500s nowadays. They are very fun. It's the best race of the season. You really got... Like, if you can go to the 500, you got to go to the 500. It literally is the best race of the season. Like, I don't think it gets any better than that. So, that will be in February. But we will see who wins. My money's on Bell. Let me know what you guys think. Am I wrong? But whoever wins, I'll be happy for them. I'm just hoping for a very entertaining, dramatic race. Hopefully no one intentionally wrecks anyone in the final corner and or wall rides their way to a championship. It was cool the first time, but I wouldn't like to see someone wall ride their way to a championship. That would not be ideal. That'd be kind of funny to watch. Like if first place guessed that the second place might wall ride into 3 and 4, if they just both ended up wall riding, that would be very interesting. But would it even work at Phoenix? You gotta be carrying a lot of speed, very wide turn radius. It could work, honestly. I still think it'd work. I will see you guys tomorrow. iRacing should be coming back tomorrow. I think my back is finally healed enough to do it. So I'm sure to see you guys tomorrow. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.